Here's day 4, problem 1. Evaluate the 6 trig functions at the real number t equals negative pi over 6. So first thing is to write out the 6 trig functions. We have the cosine of negative pi over 6, sine of negative pi over 6, tangent of negative pi over 6, secant of negative pi over 6, cosecant of negative pi over 6, and cotangent of negative pi over 6. Each of these can be found using a formula. For cosine, this is the x-coordinate of a point on the unit circle. Sine is the y-coordinate of that point, and tangent is sine divided by cosine, or y divided by x. The other three are the reciprocal functions of these first three. So we can find these answers by taking whatever we get for these and flipping them upside down. Okay, to find negative pi over 6, we're going to look at a unit circle. On this unit circle, we have 0 degrees right here. Negative angles go in the clockwise direction. To find negative pi over 6, we can begin with 2 pi and then subtract pi over 6, which is 11 pi over 6. This point right here. And here's its ordered pair, the square root of 3 over 2, comma, negative 1/2. So our point is the square root of 3 over 2 and negative 1/2. This is what we're going to get our x and y values from, referred to in these formulas. So cosine is going to be the square root of 3 over 2. For sine, it is negative 1/2. For tangent, we're going to take the negative 1/2 and divide it by the square root of 3 over 2. That can be done by rewriting it as negative 1/2 times 2 over the square root of 3. Cross cancel the 2's, and we have negative 1 over the square root of 3. Now let's rationalize this denominator by multiplying top and bottom by the square root of 3. We get negative square root of 3 over 3. Now we can do our reciprocal functions by just flipping upside down these answers we got. So this one is 2 over the square root of 3. And we can rationalize this denominator. So we get 2 square root of 3 all over 3. For cosecant, let's flip over our sine value. This time we get negative 2. And for cotangent, let's flip over our tangent value. This would be negative 3 over the square root of 3, which we can then rationalize. Multiply top and bottom by the square root of 3. This is negative 3 square root of 3 all over 3. Cross cancel those, and we're left with negative the square root of 3. So here was our answer for cosine. Here's the answer for sine. Here's the answer for tangent. Here's what we got for secant. Here is cosecant, and here is cotangent. Now day 4, problem 2, find the following sum. We have 3 times I squared, and we want to put in values for I from 1 through 5. And one thing that might make this easier is to take that 3 and put it out in front of the sum so that we're rewriting this as 3 times the sum of I squared, and we're still going from 1 through 5. But this might make our arithmetic a little bit easier. Let's do this down here where there's some room. So we have 3 times. Okay, we're going to put in different values of I. So first we have 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, and 5 squared. Okay, this is going to make 3 times. This is 1 plus 4, which is 5, plus 9, which is 14, plus 16 is 30, plus 25 is 55. And 3 times 55 is 165.